Hey, what's up guys, it's me again and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Naruto Was the Keeper of Time Stone? And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story. Now before continuing this, shout out is due where it is due. Shout out to Asad Nadeem for suggesting this idea. Now before continuing this, he actually wanted me to make, well, Naruto the reincarnation of Doctor Strange, but I have done that 3 or 4 times before, and I wanted to change some things a bit. Doctor Strange is the keeper of Time Stone, right? So what if in one of the universes he sends the Time Stone to, another dimension so that it couldn't get to Thanos, and it ends up in Naruto universe where he becomes the Jinchuriki or the keeper of Time Stone, and he will be able to harness its power like Doctor Strange. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's story, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you do. And if you're new to the channel, do leave in the comment section your ideas, suggestions. I'm all ears, as well as make sure you leave a like and subscribe as well. Now without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins in a Marvel universe that was different from the canon Marvel universe we all know about. In this Marvel universe, Thanos and his army invaded the planet Earth. The shield as well as all the defense forces have fallen. Only the heroes and X-Men were trying their best to stop this catastrophe from happening and eradication of the whole human species. But they slowly begin to fall as well. One by one, each and every Avenger, such as Black Widow, Captain America, as well as Iron Man, all of them fell. Right now, the only few remaining Avengers and mutants were there, such as Wolverine, Logan, as well as Thor, Odin's son, the god of thunder, and Hulk, otherwise known as Bruce Banner. These three were the only people that were left, and besides them were their new leader. That was none other than Doctor Strange himself. And right now, he was trying his best to look through each and every sector of timeline to come up with a conclusion of how to beat Thanos, and his facial expression were darkened after searching for continuous 2 hours. "Have you found anything, Strange?" said Wong, the only remaining sorcerer aside from him that was left alive. "No, Wong. We are not the reality that is supposed to win out of all the million ones. We are too doomed. We may be the worst one ever." As the other heroes look down, "Even if that might be, we cannot allow that monster that has caused this much pain to have that stone, Strange," said Thor, as Hulk agreed but with a nod. As Logan then said, "We'll buy you time, Doc, as much as you need. We'll try to hold that bastard. Do something about that stone of his." "It's not that simple, Logan. I cannot just throw the stone like a pebble in the water. This stone is the time stone of our reality. If it is misplaced or falls under the hands like of Thanos, chaos will ensue not only on our planet but in the whole universe. God damn it, can't you see that our whole race is almost extinct? Only a few people are hiding or alive. God knows if they are hiding or not. We have to get rid of the stone. If you won't," as Wolverine unsheathed his claws that were coated in adamantium steel, "I will." "Calm down, Wolverine," said Thanos, "because I will be the one who will be taking that." "Damn it, he has found us!" As that is when Wolverine then said, charging towards him, "Do what you gotta do with this damn stone, Doc, but get rid of it." As now we see, Thor also charged, following Wolverine with his, Stormbreaker. And as for Hulk, he charged in with the intent of smash. As that is when we see Wong open a portal. "Steven, get inside." As now we see Dr. Stephen Strange, who was chosen by the Chosen One to guard the Time Stone as well as protect this realm, was now trying to make a tough decision. He couldn't just hand the stone over, it was a heavy responsibility, but now he knew if it falls into the hands of Thanos, not only his world's balance, but the balance of the whole universe of his reality will be destroyed. "I have to do something." As that is when we see Steven then said, "Wong, I need you to buy me some time." As that is when Wong knew what was about to come. It was an honor, Doctor Strange, to work with you. Do what you gotta do. I'll buy you as much time as I can buy, possibly. As that is when Steven went down as Wong then used his magic to make two portals appear in his fist. "Come and get some, you bastard," said Wong. As now we see, down in his dungeon, Stephen began to cast a spell, as in the end he opened the eye in which the stone was kept. With a green glow, the stone was placed in the spell. As that is when suddenly the whole ceiling broke as Wong fell down to the ground, impaled with a huge sword through his chest. "No, Wong!" As that is when Thanos also jumped down. "You know, for puny beings like yourself, you really are quite mischievous. You might have defeated my whole army, or even those who were closer to me. But I am unbeatable. You cannot defeat me. Is that so?" As that is when we see Doctor Strange made after images of himself with a single technique, and all of them begin to cast different spells to hold him with the magical lines that appear in the form of ropes. As Strange then did what he had to do, and the stone vanished from there. As Thanos' eyes narrowed, "What have you done, Strange?" "You know, if I allowed that stone to fall in your hands, much more death would have ensued, not only on this planet, but on all others." "What have you done?" said Thanos. As that is when we see one of his subjects arrive with the gauntlet. As Stephen's eyes narrowed, as he gritted his teeth, because he knew what was about to ensue. "Ah, thank you, my subject." As now we see Thanos wore onto that glove. Only one stone missing, and that was the green stone, the time stone. As he looked towards Doctor Strange and said, "Now tell me if you wish to live." "To hell with you." And with that, a painful scream was heard as a purple light flared throughout the whole dungeon. As now we see, Thanos came out after that with nothing more than a skull of what seemingly looked like Doctor Strange that was smoking. As he threw it down to the ground. "Report. The whole planet has been eradicated." "Good. They have caused enough trouble." "Warning. Captain, what is it?" "Lord Thanos must know about this." "What is it? Tell me." "What is it?" "General," said Thanos, looking towards his general. "Nothing, my lord." "Tell me this instant. It's one of the Avengers. Captain Marvel. She's still alive out there somewhere." She must know where the stone is. Strange must have sent the stone to her. Track her down. We must have the time stone to cause the balance of the whole universe. Begin operation immediately. Set courses and track her down." "Yes." As after that we see Thanos vanish in the flames that were caused in the whole planet by him in search of that stone. As now we go towards a different reality where we see Time Stone passing and breaking through the reality as well as universe altogether to escape the grip of the tyrant. As now we see, instead of going to any other different reality of Strange which it was intended to go to, it landed on a different reality altogether, the Elemental Nations. And it was October 10th at night time. As now we go there to see that there was a surge of power, as Minato, who was about to use the Hakai Fuyin, saw that a green glow appeared from what seemingly looked like a pebble or a stone as the whole time stopped. He was the only one who could see it because he at the time was near his son and the stone that was in the vicinity. As he saw the stone then chose a pure heart and entered inside the body of his son. As for the Biju, it also disappeared as if it didn't existed there. As Kushina, instead of looking pale, now was looking much more normal, and those shinobis who were injured and the walls which were destroyed all returned back to their original self as well. As Minato's eyes blinked, as if it was just a dream, to see that it was not. Everything was real, and he was quite confused. What has just happened? As Kushina was also shocked, and many of the shinobis who were supposed to be dead looked at themselves. How is this possible? Look at the walls, said one of the shinobi, as even Minato looked behind to see that the walls that were damaged already by the Kyuubi's attack were all repaired. What is happening, Minato? I don't know, Hiruzen-sama. I thought that... How is this? Minato was lost words. He did not knew what happened, but he was grateful, like if it was a miracle that happened. As on the other side, we see two people more watching this with great curiosity and shock. They were not mad that their plan has foiled. They were now curious to how did this happen. Zetsu, what is it, Obito? Was I just dreaming, or was I in a genjutsu of what just happened, or is this the reality? That the Biju attack and suddenly out of nowhere everything was back as it was in a blink of an eye. You're not alone on that one, Obito. Even I saw that. I saw that myself. How is this possible? The Biju, where did it even go? As that is when we see Kushina then said, Minato, the Biju, it's back. The seal, it's back to functioning again. What? As Hiruzen was shocked as well. How is this possible? As that is when we see there were a few nins that were coming towards them. As soon as they arrived, Hiruzen and Minato and Kushina were shocked. Bivaku-sama! And the others! How is this possible? I know. We wanted to know as well. But seeing that there was huge amount of chakra signature here, I thought that we should arrive here. Bivaku, said Hiruzen. You're alive. Thank God. It's good to be back as well. But how did this happen? I was sure that I was killed alongside the rest by someone who we didn't see. What? Minato, how did this happen? We will talk about this in the chambers. It seems everyone is fine. Anbus, go and check if anyone is injured, or have everyone recovered and come back to life like the shinobis here. Yes, as all of the shinobis were then left. As now we see in Hokage office, Hiruzen, Biwako, Minato and Kushina, and the baby Naruto that was born were now present. What just happened? How did this all happen? We were sure that the QB attack was happening. We were not hallucinating or were under a genjutsu. Even I know that Hiruzen-sama. But aren't we supposed to be happy that everything turned out like this? That is correct, but Kushina, these kind of miracles don't happen. We can wish for them, but they just don't happen out of nowhere. There was this green glow. I remember it, and then it vanished into Naruto. What? What do you mean, it vanished into your son? Said Hiruzen, as Kushina then said, my son has done nothing wrong. He was just born today. I'm not blaming our son, Kushina. I know, it's just... I thought I was gonna die tonight, and this might be the last time I saw my son. If it is a genjutsu, I don't want to wake from it. I'm happy to be here with my son, my child, Minato. So am I, Kushina. So am I. But we need to know, what was that force, that light, that caused this to happen? Within a blink of an eye, everything changed as if nothing happened. We were sure we were under attack. The council would like to have a word with you, Hokage-sama, said Ananbu as he arrived and bowed down in front of Minato. You take it easy, Minato. Leave the council meeting to me. Hi, Hokage-sama, said the Anbu as he left, as Hiruzen then said, take it as a thanks for saving my wife. Whatever miracle was caused by that boy of yours, I'm grateful for that. And don't worry, that will be a secret from the council. As now we see, Minato and Kushina were happy, and at that night Hiruzen took care of the whole council meeting, and they were all informed that there was indeed no casualty. But Danzo and everyone else was curious about one thing. Alongside those who have witnessed this, how did this all happen? What was that green light that illuminated and vanished in front of Minato into that child? Some of them knew, mainly Hiruzen and Minato and Kushina, but as for the rest, they didn't. As now we see time begin to pass by as Naruto began to grow up. He, at the age of 4, was scribbling down some scriptures that were different from the Fuinjutsu, as well as something else. What are these, Naruto? Said Kushina, looking at her 4-year-old. Ruins. These are all ruins. Ruins? What do you mean by that? Ancient language of sorcerers. What do you mean by that, Naruto? He told me about it, that it is useful for me. Who told you? He said his name was Strange. Strange? That is a strange name. Naruto, said Kushina, getting quite nervous. Did you meet with a stranger? No, I did not. He stays here with us. As that is when we see Kushina was on high alert and began to search the whole room while Naruto just stayed there chuckling as he looked towards seemingly nothing and said, "What? What do you mean she doesn't see you? Is this normal?" As that Naruto then said, "Oh, okay. As now we see what was truly happening. A green imitation of strange Psyche was there. I can't believe this. Do you want me to get busted, Naruto?" No, I don't, Mr. Strange, but she had a right to know you. Plus, you told me to not lie to my parents, right? In this case, you can. You cannot tell them about this. And I told you to practice ruin in secret, not in front of everyone. Oh, I see. As that is when we see Strange rubbing the temples of his nose. Who am I kidding? He's just a 4-year-old kid. Why am I getting mad at him? In time he will learn. You don't understand, Naruto. Why am I being this much serious about this? What you have is a huge responsibility, my boy. The stone that is within you, that has chosen you as its vessel, is the Time Stone. And it has great powers. It can reverse and fast forward time. It can eradicate and give life back and take it as well. In a blink of an eye. It is quite a dangerous weapon, and it mustn't fall into the hands of a certain tyrant. Yeah, I know, the purple guy with the huge, chin. What was his name again? Said Steven with a smile on his face. Thanos or something, right? Thanos. Yes, he has destroyed my planet already. I don't want him to find you and destroy this one. Make sure that he doesn't get to you. Since he has the stones, he might be able to know the traces of it. But I doubt it as well, because this is a different reality. But we can never be so sure. But if he arrives here, it will be chaos, Naruto. And then you, as the defender of the stone, have to rise up to defend it and your home as well. I know. As this was going on, we go towards back to the reality where the stone came from, where we see Captain Marvel tied up in a ship, looking wounded and with a lot of gashes on her body and on her face as well, with one of her eye now being missing, as she was panting heavily because of the torture that she was enduring. As the door in front of her opened, as with her single eye she glared at the being that was there, the mad tyrant, Thanos himself. Now, would you tell me or not, Marvel? Where is the Time Stone? Or you wish for me to continue this torture? To hell with you. I have told you before, I don't know. And even if I did, I would certainly never tell you about this, Thanos. So you know what? You can go shove that. And before she could say that, a purple hue formed around her neck, choking her as she was in deep pain as well. Mind your tone, girl. You are under my imprisonment. I can slay you easily as possible. Then do it. What, you're scared? That I might not be able to tell you where the stone is? As Thanos glared at her. Tell me that where is the stone, or otherwise there will be trouble for you. My lord, what is it? Can't you see I'm busy? I think she might be telling the truth. Are you trying to defend her? No, my lord. I won't, but I think she might be telling the truth. Because there are no signatures of the stone. We try to search on our technology throughout the whole galaxy. Or even different multiverse. But our reality stone is missing. As if it has been banished from our realities altogether. From the branches of our universe. How is this possible? Laughed Captain Marvel. Seemingly your adventures have come to an end, Thanos. Without the Time Stone you can't do anything. That gauntlet of yours is useless. Says who? I still have the other Infinity Stones. That are more than enough of causing the damage I need to do. But with the help of that, the process will be faster. In a blink of an eye I'll be able to do it. And that is the reason why I need the stone. Track down the traces of the stone where they went. I want the stone found now. Oh, yes, my lord. As that is when we see Thanos about to leave, as Marvel then said, I pray that you never find the stone. Even if you do, I hope you die in front of it before you get to it. But before that, I see to that you would be the one who dies, because you won't be there to see that day. And with that, the purple glow increased as there was a crackling sound that was heard. And with that, Captain Marvel 2 was no more. As now we go back to Naruto universe to see some years went by. As Naruto, instead of focusing on training with his mother at the age of 10, was just busy meditating. And he was seen doing some tricks that were different from the shinobi movements that normally would have been done. He would be able to fly or walk on air, causing trouble for many. He would vanish while sitting in plain sight. And he would even play tricks on his senses that would be mind-boggling, like altering their reality to the point that it would look like a maze or a jigsaw puzzle, but it was only their classroom. The genjutsu, as they call it, were of highest tier that even the genjutsu mistress known as Kurina Yuhi has ever seen. Itachi, the genjutsu master and prodigy from the Uchiha clan, was also mind-boggled by this, and he was quite shocked that this genjutsu, even with the help of huge chakra burst, wasn't broken. But in reality, Naruto was just bending the realities all together to the point where they all merged and collapsed in with one another, causing an illusion and quite distress to one's brain. And Naruto, knowing that nobody here has witnessed this before, used this to full of his advantage because he was getting used to it thanks to Steven's strange psyche that was installed into that stone as the guardian, and war to train the next one who was going to be the ward of the time stone. As now we see, this was going on. Naruto was called to the Hokage office. Naruto, you have been causing a lot of stress to Iruka and the others. Now I won't say that it is, well, not fun at all, but please refrain from causing too much harm and damage to your sensei's brains if it is possible. Come on, I'm not that bad, am I, sensei? Yes, you are, Naruto. Trust me, you are. As after that we see the years continued, as finally at the age of 13 Naruto graduated and became, well, the rookie of the year, as Sasuke became the second top in the class, and as for Sakura, she was, well, the top Konoichi again. And so with the help of the Hokage, the Team 7 was made, and their team's sensei was none other than Kakashi himself. Everything went as in canon until the point they went to the land of waves with Tazuna, a bridge builder, where they had to deliver him safely back to his home, which was supposed to be their first C-rank mission and turned out to be a dangerous A-rank or much more than that, because right now they again were facing two of their nemesis that they barely were able to escape from, because Train told him not to use his powers there. But now, seeing that Sasuke and Sakura might have died, Naruto then said, "This is it. I'm not holding back, sensei." As Naruto then used shadow clones to create clones of his, and those clones then casted illusions that created tens and thousands of himself that began to fly and rotate everywhere. As that is when two golden circles appear made out of ruins, and huge golden, well, strings were released from it made out of magic that tied them down. As Naruto then simultaneously pulled them to the point that it was quite, well, painful for them, as there even were some cracks dislocating their joints. As that is when Naruto stopped and dropped them to the ground, completely immobile. "I've done it, sensei." As everyone was shocked at what Naruto has done. That was not a normal shadow clone jutsu, because clones don't just fly and use things that come out of nowhere like magic. As after that we see, that is when Gato arrived. Using his brute strength, he was able to not only use huge amount of explosive to destroy the bridge, but also destroy his sensei alongside the others. As Naruto was frozen in shock and terror what has occurred in front of him. Oh, no, I can't allow this to happen. "It's alright, Naruto. This was how it was supposed to be, I guess." "No." As Naruto then used his energy to focus on his chest, as a stone appeared from his chest, as green light glowed. "Naruto, what are you doing?" "I'm going to reverse this." As a huge sphere appeared in front of him in ruins, as Naruto twisted his hands into the opposite side, as if reversing the time. As soon as the sphere began to rotate, so did the time and explosion, as Naruto rotated it again and again until everything was back in order. As Naruto then, still while the time was stopped, began to just walk towards where the explosive was thrown at and grabbed onto that explosive, and that is when Naruto just placed it behind the back of Kato and taped it there and returned back to normal, and that is when he again left the time spear as it was, so the time could continue instead of the pause that he has caused. What have you done, Naruto? I paused the time for the time being. Not only that, you reversed it. It is against the laws of nature. You can't just use that. The stone that you sent is an anomaly in itself, Sensei. You have told me that, haven't you? As Strange didn't like it when his own logic was the one that caused a lot of trouble for him and for his student. He didn't want Thanos to get the traces of the stone because he was worried that he might be able to find it even here, all these galaxies and Milky Ways away to this point. As now we see that Gato, instead of laughing, was the one who was in pain as he exploded alongside all of his, entourage that arrived there. As the sensei said, "What the hell?" Seemingly looked like a misfire, but a lot of people died. That was Gato. Damn it, that bastard came here. He shouldn't have been. Regardless of how it might have been. Good thing the bastard died. As Sasuke then said, What the hell? That was gruesome, Sensei. Yes, it was indeed. So, are we gonna clean up that mess now or what? Said Tazuna. No, said everyone in unison. You'll be the one to do that. As after that, the bridge was completed and 2 of the people were taken as, prisoners as they returned back to Konoha. As soon as they did, the Chunin exams were there, but during the Chunin exams, we see some people were also entering. They were the Akatsuki. Minus Itachi, the rest of the Akatsuki originally planned to join hands together with Orochimaru to, capture all the Jinchurikis there. Why? Because Konoha Crush will be a distraction and cause havoc everywhere. Since Konoha this year was hosting the Chunin exams, all of the villages were participating, and obviously the Jinchurikis were going there with their Kage as a representation of their power and strength of the village. So this was a win-win for both of them. Since Orochimaru wanted to destroy Konoha and have revenge against his sensei, the Akatsuki wanted the Bijus, and it was a perfect opportunity for them to work together. But they weren't the only ones. Back into the space in Marvel Universe, we see some faintest trace was found, but it was untraceable. Thanos was getting mad and mad and mad. Why couldn't he find that? How he wished he was able to find that. And that is when the coordinates were located. We have located the coordinates, we think. You think? I want the exact coordinates. My lord, it was the faintest of signs and signals from the stone that we were able to locate, and that is more than trillions of miles away. Even with our ships, it will take us a few hours to get there. Then begin the trajectory, set it, and use full force. But if we do, then we won't be able to return. There is no point of return. After the stone is given, I will use it to erase the whole multiverse and realities in half. Yes, my lord. As now we see, Thanos, with a smile on his face, began his trajectory to take his remaining army to the point where the stone was. As on the other side, everything was going smoothly until the third part of the exams began, where the Akatsuki and Konoha Crush began. Obviously, there was huge amount of distress as everyone was now going left and right like headless chickens, and that caused the perfect opportunity for the Akatsuki to strike. But Naruto, using his time stone abilities, was able to stop time and speed up time for most of them, causing them to grow old rapidly to the point where they were hundreds of years old, barely able to stand, and immediately fell down to the ground. Ugh, why are you doing this? As that is when something happened. A huge amount of projectile was launched towards them, as Naruto was barely able to stop it in time and cause it to, turn back to the point where it was in different parts and particles. As after that we see, that is when a screen appeared from where a purple face that was different from them were shown. People of this planet, my name is Thanos. You have something of mine that belongs to you. I'm here to take it back. If you don't want to be killed painfully and kill peacefully, then hand over that stone. Who do you think you are, you purple bastard? As that is when Thanos appeared in front of them through teleport. I am the ruler of this universe. and I will crush you if you stand in my way. As the Kages attacked, but with a single swipe of his arm, all of the Kages were thrown to the side. As using all of his stones, he examined where the power of stone was coming from, and it was Naruto. As that is when Kushina, with the help of Kurama, who was now on good terms with her, arrived there. Using the KCM2 state, she began to cause battle. Mother, what are you doing here? Said Naruto. Hold back, Naruto. I won't allow this bastard to hurt you. But Kushina was in time of pain as she was thrown to the other side in deep pain. Seemingly looked like that she was dead, and that was enough for Naruto to go off, as huge amount of green energy was released from him and from the time stone. So much so that time itself began to collapse over and over again, as different timelines and realities and back and future and past all coming together and colliding once again with one another, as Naruto began to move towards Thanos. As Thanos then said, come at me, boy. But that was the biggest mistake of his, as Naruto then grabbed his punch with a single hand, as the other stones also came to him, and then Naruto began to absorb their energy until the stones all became black, their shine disappearing, indicating that their power was consumed by Time Stone. It consumed the power back to one stone, where all taking it back to all that time where they were only one and the powers were given to these stones, and taking it all for himself, meaning now Time Stone had the abilities of the other stones as well, causing great rage for Thanos. As that is when Naruto then said, you don't deserve any of this. You want to rule the world, right? And you are seemingly unkillable. I'll see to that. As with a single touch of his finger, Thanos, who was fearful, saw that his body began to grow and deteriorate into an older form of himself, lesser form of himself, until he turned into a skeleton that was now all trying to grab onto Naruto. As Naruto looked behind himself, his eyes glowing green, as huge amount of green energy was bursting through his chest where the stone was. As he clammed his hands together and formed some hand seals like strange, as we see the time begin to collapse again and form a reality in which nothing of this sort happened. As now we see Naruto opened his eyes back and the stands, as he panted heavily. Naruto, is everything fine? Said Kakashi. I don't think I feel well. Do you want me to take you off from the rollsters? Because up next will be you. No, everything is fine. Who am I going up against? Kiba, said Sasuke. It's fine, I guess. As now we see Naruto then looked towards the Akatsuki. They too were gone. Seemingly Naruto in his rage have erased them as well. And so was Thanos, who was erased. As Naruto was happy that he at least was able to make sure that his time was safe. And as for Steven, he too was proud that he was able to give Time Stone to someone who was more than capable of handling its powers. And as for Naruto, he was now the Infinity Gauntlet and the protector of the Infinity Stones of the realities from which, they came from. And the protector of this, universe of Naruto as well. As this is where I'm going to be leaving the story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you like the content of this channel, I know it seemingly looked like it is incomplete, but trust me, it was going to go as in canon, but since Akatsuki is already erased by Naruto, there was no point in, continuing the story, because everything would have been peaceful, right? Since there was no Akatsuki, no more deaths, no more trouble, and everyone would be happy. Win-win situation. Or since Orochimaru also was erased alongside the Akatsuki, obviously, And as for Thanos, he too was erased. And Naruto now possesses the ultimate Time Stone, which also possesses the abilities of the other stones as well. And he is the vessel of the Time Stone as well now, as well as being keeper of the stones. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're happy with this idea as well. Much more better than Doctor Strange reincarnation, right? As this is where I'm going to be leaving, today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel. As peace out, I guess.